Hello my friend, this is your friend Masawa. I am back so we can talk a little bit about something that is in my mind today. As I told you, we'll be talking about social issues, social problems, and things that affect us in our everyday life. Today I'm thinking about something that we have seen around in our communities, in our society, especially in our families. Something that we come across once in a while, and perhaps very much. This is my topic today is going to talk about unrespected wills. Unrespected wills means when somebody dies and they leave a will behind, and the people who are left behind to put this will in practice or in place, they end up by not respecting the will of the person who have died. For example, actually this is a problem especially in many African families. We have many people who are struggling with these issues. We have many people in many different families who have split because of this kind of issues, right? So traditionally, I don't know, Africa has Africa has many tribes, many culture and traditions, and I cannot really talk in general, like for everybody, but I'm sure like traditionally, different tribes, different part of Africa, they deal with this kind of issue differently. But according to evolution, like now we have government, we have different laws that protect protect the people who have left behind, people who men now are putting wills down. So how is that being handled, right? So one thing that I'm going to keep my hands on is that I think African people have difficulty differentiating traditionally rules and the institution, like government, the rules that the government has put in place for to protect people. So every time when you have a governmental law and it is not in favor of you, African people always tend to run back to the traditional practice, because perhaps the traditional practice favors them, right? I'm going to give you examples, right? We all are Africans. When I talk we all Africans, this may not happen in your family directly, but the extended family, we all know that some of our fathers, some of our uncles, some of our brothers, cousins were married to multiple wives, right? Not only married to multiple wives, some have married first wives and marriage never worked, so they married second wives, or some of them have married 2 times and things never work out. The men have decided to leave maybe with a girlfriend. Those are a reality problem, right? So but we'll find out that in most of these kind of families, there are so many issues that goes around, and these issues become more personal. It's not even it's become personal in terms of the people the children who are born in these families. They are becoming so emotional, supportive to their most of the time to their mothers' cries, right? Because the mothers always tend to be the victim of their bad relationship, which is, I'm a woman personally, and I really don't buy into that philosophy of that women are victim of a bad relationship all the time, or the split, right? I personally understand the relationship, because when we grow up, we go through our own relationship, and as grown up, we really must start to understand that relationships don't always have to work. You put yourself somewhere because you are hopeful that you're gonna be with this somebody, you're gonna build something, but that's not just reality. Sometimes these relationships don't work, and when these relationships don't work, Parents don't know how to, because they have, especially mothers, they have difficulty understanding or accepting that the man has left them or has moved forward. So they build a lot of resistance, and they build a lot of hate to the children towards their other parents, towards their dad. Means, so if their father has decided to marry or move on with his life, children become very much resentful, and to a point when, even when this man dies, the children will fight this man to his graveyard. That's how ridiculous some of this situation have turned into. Children fighting their own father to their graveyard. Why are they fighting their father? They are fighting their father because of their mother's feeling, right? So I've come across with this situation where a man have left will, right? Because he was married to the first wife, things didn't work out, he married the second woman, and everybody knew this man married the second woman. I mean, society knew it. I mean, community knew it. The family knew it, right? But when this man died, right, he left his will, but the children fought the will, right? I mean, we as people, seriously, we need to start, sometimes we need to start getting out of our own feelings and start really, becoming people, and really start thinking, of what's the right approach to take certain situation, right? So let me ask the children, because I'm going to ask the children who parents have been like in multiple relationship, right? So if your father, for example, right, has been married to your mother and they divorced, right, and he has moved on, all his life you never fought him, or your mother never fought him. She didn't fight him because she knew the marriage was over, right? And she knew that this man has made it clear that the marriage was over, right? So what makes you think when this man is dead you are going to fight him for the problem that is not even yours? Because this is your mother. Let's say this is your mother problem, right? Because your mother is the woman who was in that particular relationship, right? So your mother is in this man presence when he was living. Your mother was pretending that she is okay and she has made peace with this situation. But when this man dies, all of you, the children and the mother, gang on this man who is dead and who cannot defend himself anymore. I mean, this is just a wake-up call. I'm really trying to speak with children who have matured. We are not talking about kids who are like even teenagers, people who don't understand certain things very well. We are talking to grown-up people, sometimes perhaps even people who are in their own marriages, fighting their own father to the graveyard, fighting their own father's will. Whatever their father left them, they don't agree with. They want everything. They want to fight for their mother, right? Your mother, remember, your mother was not his wife anymore. They were divorced. And when they are divorced, and this man kept his things, whatever he had, your mother never went to fight him on his life when he was alive. What makes you think you want to fight this man on his graveyard? So we personally, I think, when I'm going to be doing, when I do these social issues, I'm really going to be talking real talk that really, things that you don't want to hear, for real. But these are things that are happening, things that affect people every day, and people get away with certain things and they think it's normal. You cannot get away with fighting your father's will. It is his will. You have to respect people's will. Even if he says, I want all my things to be given to an orphanage, my friend, you cannot fight that. It is his will. You gotta respect the dead will. he made that decision on his conscious mind when he was alive. I don't know why people fight the will of the dead. The will is there to be respected and to be followed. Even if you don't agree with it, even if you did not like it, you must respect the dead will. As simple as that. Real talk. Okay? So, free advice, okay, to all these kids who are children, grown-up children, who are out there struggling, struggling in their emotions. They are caught up in their parents' breakup, divorce, emotions. You need to wake up. You need to wake up, because that's not your problem. That is your parents' problem. Your mother and your father, they have had their marriage, they have had their issues, they have had their own differences. And if it didn't work out for them, it's not up to you to force them to work it out, or to start accusing one as an abuser, or who was abusive, who wasn't abusive. Most of the time women tend to be quiet, tend to be victim, but they are not victim all the time. I'm telling you the truth. Women are not victim all the time. They drive these men crazy. I don't believe I don't believe like majority of men who decide to leave their wives and the children, they just want to do it for fun. I don't think they want to. But sometimes things don't work out, okay? And I'm not saying that all the time men divorce women, men are right. No, I'm not saying that, all right? But this is two grown-up relationship. It didn't work out, it didn't work out. It is not you children who are going to become advocates to start judging who is doing what, who did not do what. It's not your problem. Even you yourself, as a person, as a grown-up, you have had your own relationship. You have had girlfriend, you have had boyfriend, and things never work out. Things never work out, and you decided to go your separate ways. Nobody asked you why. It could have been the same thing like in a marriage. So why do children who are grown, who understand their own struggle in their relationship, always tend to be insensitive to their parents' struggle? They don't understand that, okay, my parents could have broke up. It could have never worked out, and it's okay if it didn't work out, but let's keep these things, going forward and make sure everybody is comfortable where they are. You don't do all that stuff when your dad is alive, right? You don't call your father, you say, okay, let's try to work these things out, right? Okay, so what do you think was mom's part in this, what you have gained, right? You don't call, your family meeting to discuss real talk, beyond emotions. Whoever is feeling is gonna get hurt is gonna get hurt, but we gotta straighten up things. You don't do that. But you wait till your father dies, then you start fighting him on his graveyard. Oh, my goodness, my people. Seriously, I'm gonna have to come back on another on another same episode, pretty much the same topic on this particular issue, because we have this problem all over. We have I've seen so many videos like on Facebook about, of course, definitely we see more people who are much more public, like stars who's they have passed, and their family has been struggling with all this will problem. The children have come out like vampires, dragon, try to scratch one another, try to kill one another for simple things, for cars, and definitely the car has been written to who it should be left to. Hey people, this is serious, huh? Serious matter. But for sure, this is not going to be my last time to talk about this topic, because I'm going to be digging more into it, and we're going to be bringing different families, different families, different issues on this particular will problem. So we'll be looking in a different ways how people are struggling in, about this particular situation. All right. But it was just a little something that I prepared for you today, something that we really need to start thinking about. These are real problems, real issues, very sensitive to so many people. Many people who don't want to talk about it, they rather just suffer with it, you know, go keep it in their heart, keep pounding themselves and their relatives and their half brother, half sisters. You know, you are not legitimate, your mother was a second wife, your mother was left, so you have nothing. Even if your mother was the first one but she was abandoned, that means you had nothing. Hey people, huh? These are serious African problems. We need to start talking about these kind of things, to make sure that we all started thinking beyond our emotions, and we start putting our emotion on the side to deal with this serious problem and how things can be played fair for everybody in a family. Nobody chooses to be born in a family. You are born where you are. Nobody asked God, put me in that dysfunctional family. Nobody chose that. But God put you there. And when they put you there, you as a person, I don't care how you came to life. I don't care if your father had a one night stand and had you become a part of that person, and you become a part of a line of a family. So nobody should make you feel like you are much more less than anybody else. Nobody in a family should make another person feel that they are less because your mother was left. You are less because your mother was a second wife. You are left because your mother was just a simple girlfriend. Nobody, my friends. We need to start working on these things, and we need to get our stuff together. Everybody belongs somewhere. I don't care if your father had you in a one night stand. I don't care if your father had you with a girlfriend. You are somebody's child. Alright, my people, we shall talk about this, and things are getting harder. Alright, woohoo, bye bye.